Happy Monday. I hope your Monday is flowing beautifully. Um, I am going to be talking about frog magic, frog healing. So, sitting in and dancing with these energies right now that are coming in, there's been a shift in season, right? Happy Scorpio season. Um, there's that watery current that we are all swimming in right now. So, in this watery current, hi, thank you for joining. In this watery current, we have a lot of emotional changes and shifts that we're moving through. Time is quickening. If you see time around you and you feel like you couldn't get everything completed within a certain amount of time, right? It's very liminal right now. So just give yourself some breath, give yourself some moment to say, okay, that I just need to take a moment to breathe. I need to take a moment to swim in these currents right now. So, as I said just a moment ago, I'll be talking about frog healing or frog magic. So I opened the door the other day, and I felt this something hit me on my chest and then dropped to the floor. Oh wow! Good morning, Australia. Very early there. So good. You're awakening with frog magic. um, so I looked down and I saw it was this green frog. And, there are all kinds of colors of frogs. But really paying attention to what Pachamama, Lady Gaia, Mother Earth is telling us and all of her beings within her, upon her, and helping her out right now. We really want to listen to that. And staying connected to nature is really helping this ascension process and helping us all remember we're unity, right? And so with the green frog, okay, this frog wasn't brown, it was green, it was bright green. And it really reminded me of that healing purpose that we've all come here for, the healing ourselves and healing Mother Earth, helping her shift through this process, helping each other shift through this process, helping all of the beings and creatures. So green reminds me not only of healing, but abundance, right? Of life, of that beautiful intake of energy, of the third eye that is that crystal ball with the green emerald shining within it. It reminds me of, Archangel Raphael. So all of these energies started swirling around when I saw frog. I noticed that frog had a missing hand. So what I hear and what I felt from that, the medicine of that frog with a little missing hand, it was on its left side, and the left is the feminine, right is masculine, and so divine feminine, divine masculine, that feminine is there in the light, is there in the energy, is there. That frog still has its limb, and so the medicine for you is to understand that if you feel like that you're trying to move forward, if you feel like that you're only half moving forward, or your only part of you is working, or maybe your focus is off, but your desire is there, or maybe your focus is there and your desire is off, or whatever may be working for you, and you only feel that half sense of it, you have that light helping you, that net of light, that beautiful vibration around you. So don't forget your highest self is helping you, because we still have our extended, our energetic bodies, our auric fields, our light bodies around us, right? Our bodies within that light, that column of light that we are that temple of light. We're living light, living love. And so Frog was saying, even though it looks like that there's an appendage or there's something missing, it's just that we can't see it yet. It's just that it's not visible right now, because it's there in light form. It's there gridded in light form all around us, okay, waiting for us to realize, wait, it is there. We can manifest that. We can open to that. And right now, what this medicine is about, what this healing, this magic of frog is telling us, is it's metamorphosis time. It's time for you to, if you feel like you're in a cocoon, or if you feel like you need to cocoon, or you're emerging from a cocoon, That's exactly, what's happening with this energy and the Scorpio energy right now. We're in a metamorphosis stage, all of us, differently, uniquely, each of us, right? But we are all going through this metamorphosis shift, and so is Mother Earth, right? Lady Gaia, Pachamama. I like to say all of her names. But we're going through this change, the shift. Now, what does this mean at this moment in time? It's accepting your creative power. It's recognizing your creative voice. And Frog is about healing with the voice, using your voice to heal. Okay, calling out loud into existence your desire, your bliss, right? So Thursday in my YouTube live, I do YouTubes at Awakening with Melissa Virtue. Thursdays, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I talked about Joseph Campbell. And Joseph Campbell talked a lot about bliss, following your bliss, opening to your bliss. He talked about many things. He was an anthropologist. And, he was really about the human inner landscaping, okay? What's within us, we can bring without and create with that, okay? And he was weaving together all the myths of the world, which he believed were real stories. And anyway, he was really talking about allowing the Force. He would talk about Luke Skywalker and the Force being with us and us tapping into that, us realizing we are that, okay? And so Frog is calling to us, calling that beautiful sound. And some people might think that sound is annoying. Some people might say, I'm trying to sleep. What is that sound? Because I know around here, when it starts to rain, or if it's a certain type of energy outside, we have a lot of frogs going, and they're making their music. They're calling out loud. They're sending that vibration of healing, that vibration of creative power, okay? And so this is your time to recognize, what is my creative power? What is it that I want to bring about now? And I know you can feel it because it's right there. Like, I feel like it's vibrating on the edge of that cliff for all of us. So are you ready to jump? Are you ready to soar, to find those wings, even if you can't see them, like Frog's hand that I was saying earlier? If you've just joined me, I was talking about Frog that I saw didn't have a hand, and it was there in energy and in light form. But maybe we can't see our wings, maybe you don't feel them, but they're there. Our light team is around us. Our highest self has us, saying, let's go, it's time. And so you can use your voice to heal not only your energetic bodies and any holes or maybe little tears in your auric field, if you're there and you feel that, but also in your physical body. But not only using it to heal your bodies, but you can use this for other people and help them facilitate healing for themselves. Heal Pachamama, right? I think about when I was in the mountains in Scotland, this piping that I heard, right? This man was out in his kilt with his pipe playing, and it was amazing. And it was just, it called all kinds of areas back here for me, reminding me of this past and this future and this vortice of energy, calling to the Fae, calling to the mountains, calling to the elements, right? And I know what some of that in history was started for, the piping, but this was powerful and this was magic. And so it's using sound. And so if you want to use your voice, and that's why sometimes when we up and out how we're feeling and we communicate with someone how we feel, or hello, thank you for joining, or we sing, right? You notice that it makes you feel different. It shifts your vibration, right? Sometimes if we listen to music and we sing along with music that's not so positive, then we start shifting our vibration that way. But so if you're feeling that you need to shift that forward, that vibration, start singing something, start intoning. If you just feel like you need to open your mouth and let it all out, then do that as well. Allow yourself to open and use your voice for calling in that which you desire. You can even sing what you desire. You can imagine it in your mind, or you can just imagine, perhaps you want a beautiful garden in the back of your yard, or be able to visit the sea, whatever it may be. Sing that out loud, that you want a beautiful garden with these wild flowers, or you want to grow this, and sing it out loud, okay? But frog is about this metamorphosis that's happening, and using our voice, using sound. So you can also use instruments, singing bowls, harps, drumming to connect. The lower the sound of music, the deeper it connects, right? So the higher sound, the higher it connects with like the celestial realms. The drumming connects to the earth and those realms, the fae, the earth. Well, bells connect with the fae as well, but drumming connects to the earth and those deep, deep resonance within, okay? So think about if you need to play some music or what music you need to listen to, because this is a calling forth of, all right? It's a healing process for you. And since we're all in this cocooning right now of discovering and inviting in and then calling out our creative abilities, and in doing so, creating what you choose, creating your bliss. Even if you feel like, I desire it, but I don't see it right now. I don't see anything shifting around me. You have to take those first action steps. You have to first trust, have faith, know that you're given that desire, that you feel that in your heart because it's your compass, it's leading you, it's guiding you. And, then the next step would be to listen, to voice it, to start saying what you're grateful for, the things, appreciating the things around you right now and being grateful for them and naming them off, maybe out loud, because using the voice to heal, to call forward, to manifest. So frogs have this tympanic organ that's over each ear canal, and it's round, so it reminds me of a disc. And I think, okay, they have two, and to me, what I hear when I tune into that, I hear the sun and the moon. So they have these two discs, right? It could also be related to the spheres, the celestial spheres, like the planets, the stars, Earth as well, these round. It can also represent, so you think about what it represents to you. No beginning, no end, life unending, just shifting and changing, right? And so these little tympanic organs are very thin, and they fit over their ear canals. And what happens is that it attunes them to recognize sounds and respond to the sound's location. Okay, so why am I sharing this, right? Well, when we attune our ears ourselves and we allow ourselves to connect to that medicine that animal teaches us, or that magic, and we say, okay, so frog is both connected to the element of earth and water. So earth to me is form and material, the dirt, the soil, the plants, right? And so much more, of course. But just for the sake of what I'm trying to explain, and water to me is that beautiful womb within, that womb of creation, the starry heavens above, the womb within ourselves, the womb of the earth, where there's the void, that creation, the celestial seas that we can create from. So here we have that creation water, where we are all born from, within water, right? And then we make manifest, and making shape and forming shape, the earth, the solid form, the groundedness, right? And so frog being part of this earth and water is telling us, open and manifest. Think about what you want to manifest and call it forward with your voice, but then listen. Allow your ears to tune into vibration, because that's what sound is, vibration. Light is vibration. It comes in forms of waves. That's what sound is, right? So tune into the vibrations, the high vibrations, the vibrations around us. Those are messages from the living love, living light, from the celestial realms, from our highest self, from the seraphim, from are teams of light, right? From the sun and the moon, okay? Those round sun and moon. And not only tune into it, but see where it's coming from. You know, and a lot of people ask me, well, how do you know to discern if it's of light or if it's ego? And ego, to me, always tears down. It's always negative. And that doesn't mean it says, no, this isn't right. That can be divine guidance. But ego will say something like, you're not good enough. Oh, you'll never get that. Well, this person's better. Okay? So ego's rude and cruel in that way. But what is ego really? Scared. Fear. That's all. Unhappy. Okay? So it's about balancing this. And so when you feel those vibrations, when you hear and you start receiving that higher sound, that higher light, as Frog is showing us, to listen. Where is it coming from? It's coming from your heart. It's coming from the celestial heavens. It's coming from, your guides. Ah, and here comes the rain. Just now, I hear it behind me, which is great. I was getting ready to say, Frog also has this teaching about the weather and us controlling, in a manner, the weather. And what this means is us being one with the weather, us understanding that we can choose how we respond to the weather symbolically in our life, what's going on. We can be the calm in the middle of it. We can choose to ride those waves. We can choose to cartwheel in the sun. We can choose to allow the nourishment to come. So when it rains, it's cleansing, it's healing, it's initiation, rejuvenation. Okay? And the Scorpio season is all of that. And it goes deep dive down into that water. Deep dive into the emotion, because water is also emotion. Deep dive into discovering that bliss that we want to bring up and out into form. Okay. So, Frog teaches about rain. That rain helps nourish, it helps things grow, it helps things cleanse away. So, you can call forward the rain in your life. What do you need? What type of water do you need? How do you need to play in the water? Do you need to soak in the water? Do you need to stand under the water? Do you need to drink more water? Right? Right now at this time, I think we all need more water. Because it's important to drink more water, because the more water we drink, it opens up our bodies, it nourishes us. Also, it allows us to connect in. And I could go deeper into that, but I'll leave that for now. If you have any questions right now or anything you want to share, I'd be happy to answer anything for you. I'm going to draw a couple of cards and just listen. So Frog, again, really wants you to use your voice to create what your heart longs for, what truly calls to you, what you really desire. And sometimes in doing so, we can become afraid of saying that out loud, because what if it shifts our entire life? What if it does? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Because if it shifts your entire life, well, it shifts it for your bliss, if that's what your heart is calling for. Whenever your heart, your compass, calls for something, and we speak it out loud, vibration comes out, a calling to and manifesting of begins to happen. And when things shift, it shakes out, it rains to wash away the things that no longer fit, that no longer need to be a part of our life. It allows them to let go, right? And then it nourishes us and helps us bring in, okay? So, I love skunks. So Lee, yes, I will talk about skunks. That's a really good question. You know what? I had another question about skunks. So I think Thursday I will talk about skunks on my YouTube. Okay? I hope that's all right with you. But I will say this, that they're very clever and very sweet, and they bring out a lot of magic. So scene 2 especially, I will say that Again, I feel like that's that divine masculine feminine. And I'll go into that more on Thursday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube Live. And I'll make sure I'll post on my Facebook too, so you can find that. Okay. But yeah, that black and white too of skunks, I will say, is also that void and the light of bringing out. I hear the omega dragon, which is the creative one. So I'll talk about it more. I see all these questions have come in. Okay, great. Loneliness. Yes. So a lot of us right now are feeling very isolated. You're not alone, actually. I mean, it may feel that you're very isolated in your belief system, especially with family, especially if you're the family living with you in your personal, intimate environment. If they have different beliefs, I feel like everybody is going through something very similar to that, okay? Everybody, if not that, same feeling, okay? There are so many people out there that are living in a home with family members that are like, I don't believe that. I don't know where you've gotten that. I don't understand. These kinds of energies and talks and feelings. And so what you're really doing is your soul is calling you to stand on your faith, to trust, to find community that works for you, community that you feel like you can connect with. And it may need to be online if you can't find it around you, but definitely what I'm hearing for you and anyone else that feels this is appropriate for them is being out in nature as much as possible, communing with your highest self and your guides as much as possible, knowing that you are not alone. We are all going through something very similar of feeling lonely and like we're the only people with these belief systems in our family, okay? And so trusting what your heart is telling you is very important. And it's I don't want to say it's a test, but it's your heart telling you, hang in there. Take the steps that you need to do for you. Trust it's all right. And maybe that you don't feel like if it gets very heated with a person and you feel like you can't speak with them about that particular subject, then don't. Speak with them from your heart. Speak with them, it's meeting people where they are as well, right? Speak from your heart to them about, love, about the things you're grateful for. Speak with them about how beautiful nature is. I'm just listening to see what they're saying. So speaking in those terms opens your heart and expands your heart so it doesn't close you off and make you feel even more lonely and more closed up and more defensive or just more isolated. Keep your heart open because I absolutely understand what you're going through, and maybe not in the exact same way, nobody does, but I could name off so many people that are feeling this and that are experiencing this as well. There are so many out there, and we're all here right now, right? So keep your heart open and expanded. When you talk to people that you feel like aren't on the same page as you or don't believe that, and you don't need to defend your beliefs. You don't need to explain your beliefs. Just like they don't need to defend theirs or explain theirs, right? We just hold the sacred space. Hold, expand in love. Send them love. See them as maybe they're afraid. Okay? And so you just ask the angels to surround them in love. Ask their higher self to fill them with love and help the fear subside. Because what happens with people is they're afraid that we're changing so much that they don't recognize us anymore. And it scares them because then they feel alone. So I bet that those family members are feeling isolated themselves, especially if it's a partner or someone else. Okay? I hope that helps. Just keep expanding your heart and love, knowing you're right there on the right path, knowing that the information you receive and you believe in, that's yours, that's your right. And we honor each other's rights and we love compassionately, unconditionally anyway. Okay? So your dad called you frog. I love that as a child. So you're a manifester. Colette, you're a manifester. That's great. So you have this ability of your dad saw that magic within you of calling forward. And I feel like you call forward. I feel like you know how to call forward that manifestation, that process. Yeah, Lee, we love them too, right? We send them so much love. Anybody that's afraid or anybody that gets defensive over their beliefs, or how we believe, if they get upset over how we believe, that's just fear talking. Okay, that's fear. So we just send them love, love, love. And if you want, you can send them the Lilac Flame. That's helpful too. It helps burn off that fear and that negative energy. You know what? Sage your house, or smudge it. Mugwort, Palo Santo, sage. You know, you can do that. You can have some rose spray and go throughout your rooms and spray with rose essential oil mixed with, you know, whatever carrier you want. Placing crystals around the house, maybe where people don't see them, but know that your intention is about love and keeping harmony within your home. So when there's disharmony, you want to help it out by cleansing it, okay, and anchoring the harmony and the love. So think about, you know, rose quartz or clear quartz and programming the clear quartz to the vibration of living love, and placing those around your house wherever you feel guided. That's another way. Also gridding your house with light, seeing a beautiful, I'm really feeling this flower of life surrounding the house, the person, you know, like I said, the lilac flame. Okay, so more about that. Okay, so sometimes when we're in social situations, especially, what happens is people can pull on us and pull our energy, trying to dampen our light or, again, fear. And so if something happened, I see that, you know, something during the weekend left your energy feeling off. So think about what it was that pulled on you. And if it was a reflection of something that is a fear for you or something that triggers you in some way, so you can look at it fully and say, okay, I realize I need to dance with that and then release it, you know. Yeah, because when we get our energy pulled off, what we need to do is then pull back a little bit, take care of ourselves, refill our cup, you know, making sure that we cleanse ourselves with, we can also smudge ourselves, we can sing, we can play music, we can dance. I find dancing is a very powerful form, one of the most powerful forms for moving energy, lifting energy, you know, that Shakti, that Kundalini, and also lifting our vibration, clearing off anything in our home around us, right? Because our energy and our soul goes for forever. Like, I mean, it's very big. Our energy is very big, our light. So it lifts that light and it emanates it everywhere, which cleanses around. So think about that as well, okay? And let's see, let me go through and see. Oh, hi from Chile. Thank you for joining. I'm going to pull some cards. Also, I have a few courses coming up. I'm going to do a Sacred Movement course coming up this Thursday. It's live, but if you don't make it live, you can always see the replay, watch the replay. And that's to raise Shakti, Kundalini, allow us to, you know, move that energy up and out, whatever we might be feeling, whatever needs to shift around and emanate from us, okay? You can find that at melissavirtue.com. I also have dream courses. A lot of people have been asking me to teach Dreams 101, and that's coming up too. But I have also micro dream courses and certified dream interpreter course as well, for those of you who may not know. So, and then I'll be teaching some other events and courses coming up, so I hope that you check that out. I'm so glad you joined from Chile. What a beautiful time right now. The current political environment is, yes. Yeah, so Purple Fields, you know, everybody has their way of doing this, of shifting the light, of moving the energy of helping things change. So someone is saying that the current political environment in the U.S. there's so much division, and it's something that can't be swept under the rug, but talked about and bring peace. And I don't think we should sweep anything under the rug. That's what I'm talking about, bringing up and out those shadows, those feelings, those emotions. And we each individually need to do that. And we need to do it in the way that we're being called to do it, that we're being guided to do it. Everybody is a unique instrument of love and light. So we're going to do that in a different way. Some people perhaps need to talk about it, need to shout about it. They might need to take action about it. Others might take action in a very different way, such as meditating, praying, doing service for people, for their neighborhood, for their homes, for their city, towns, whatever it may be, because that spreads light too. Anything that we can do to lift and spread the light and to open and expand the heart and make sure that we're always moving from the heart center, that what we're doing is not out of rage or indignation or anger or anything like that, but from the heart center. And so we all need to open to that and find out, what is that? How do I need to be of service for this beautiful planet, for the people, for everything that's going on in the world, for expansion, for connecting to the heart? How do I need to be of service? Okay. So I'm going to draw a few cards before we go here. Okay. So winter, right? And it's reflection, transition, release. Winter is about also that cocooning we were talking about just a minute ago, because right now what I'm hearing with winter is a time for us to prepare. No matter where you are right now, prepare yourself in the way of making sure that your home is cozy, that you have what you need right now, and knowing that you're abundant. But bring in those cozy things right now, whether they're energetic, they're physical, they are emotional or mental things that you need, things that you need to feel cozying with. And also during this cocooning time, remember, we're going through this metamorphosis, just like as I was sharing with you at the beginning. And, during this metamorphosis, there's this fertility and abundance that's coming forth. And the last thing that I'll say about that is, frog is connected to the lunar energies. Okay, so follow the cycles of the lunar energies to see how you feel, to see how you work with the new, waxing, waning, full, all the moon phases, right? And to find your rhythm with that and what sign it's in, and to find your rhythm, to understand better how you move through and how you need to move through that. But also at this time, the ancient story, the ancient time of Isis and Osiris. Frog is about that time of Isis resurrecting Osiris. To me, when I ask what that is truly about, it's about us and our divine masculine and feminine action, non-action, creation, protection, merging together, and also those parts of ourselves that need to balance, the balancing of the lunar and the solar lights within. Okay, and when we do that, we can spread that to others as well. Balancing the quiet and the stillness, and the movement and the passion and the action, right? So there we have it. I'm going to draw one last card. And someone asked if they can trust the people they were with. And I want to say yes, one person, the other people no. Okay. I don't know if you were with 3 people or more, but I see 3 people. And I feel like that one of them, yes, you can, and the other 2, but you already know that. I'm just confirming it. So, red. I think we got this last time. Red, so again, that it says survival and passion on it, and these cards are being republished with a few different keywords and meanings. But it really is about, raising Kundalini, raising Shakti, raising your passion. It's about that abundance, that life force energy, just like we were talking about with Frog, that creation, allow yourself to bring up and out that creative life force energy. Lift your energy with movement, but especially with sound right now as you wave through these waters and make manifest into form. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you Thursday on my YouTube Live, Awakening with Melissa Virtue. If you can't find that, please email me at awakening@melissavirtue.com. And that's 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So many blessings to you. Thank you for joining with me. And no worries if you had to leave and come back in. Okay, so I see some comments with that. It's all divine. It's all divine timing. You hear what you need to hear. You receive what you need to. And what makes sense, bring it in. What doesn't, leave it. If it doesn't resonate, let it go. Okay? So many blessings.